Well, hello there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah with Lady Axe Gaming. If you're new here, I would like to welcome you, and if you're a returning viewer, I would love to welcome you back. In today's episode, we are going to be spending a lot of time here in my jungle because I am finally ready to get the canopies put on these two jungle trees, as well as decorating the trunks. And then I would also like to put in the other 3 jungle trees, as well as the leaves and decorations on those trees. It sounds like a lot, because it is a lot, but I think we can get those in this episode. And then if we have time, I would really like to put my first 2 buildings within the trees, and one of those buildings is going to be my nether portal. If we have time, I would like to do that. If not, it might have to be pushed to a nether episode. So what I think I'm going to do for this portion is I think that I am going to build the leaves and put in the decorations on the first 2 trees. Excuse me, Mr. Gast. In a time lapse, and then when we come back, I will show you guys the end result, and then we will put in the other 3 trees as well as their leaves and decorations. So, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started on our very first time lapse for this episode. All right, welcome back. And jungle trees are finally complete. They both have canopies on them now. And I've also added a few more details, including some jungle vines. I've also added some oak trapdoors to sort of look like the big mushrooms that you sometimes see on big fantasy type trees. It definitely gives off that sort of fantasy type vibe that I was going for, and I couldn't be more happy with the end result. And obviously, as you can see, the vines are starting to kind of grow. I wonder if they're going to reach all the way to the ground. I'm going to have to go back in later with string to kind of, sort of trim those up a little bit so they're not draping all over down the tree, because I don't want the trunks and stuff to be hidden. I think that would definitely take away from the look and the vibe overall. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and leave them, because then I can kind of go back in and kind of decide which length I want each vine to be. We are actually going to switch gears. I know I talked about putting the buildings and the suspension bridges in the first 2 trees, and I still want to do that, but I've actually decided that I think it would be fun to build the last 3 jungle trees with you guys while I'm on camera instead of doing it off camera. I do still have quite a bit of jungle logs for building these last 3 jungle trees, so I think this should be enough. I'm also going to have to clear out quite a few spots for the jungle trees to go. So we'll probably get more jungle logs as I do that. But if not, we might have to take a trip to the shopping district for more resources, as well as we might have to, grow a few jungle trees themselves to get the logs that I'm going to need for these jungle trees. I also need quite a few more stacks of leaves to do the canopies for these last 3 trees. We can definitely do that as soon as I get the trunks and the branches in. It's probably going to go quite similar to how I did these first 2 trees. I'll do the trunks and the branches, and then I will probably use the happy gas to put the canopies on. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that all in this episode. Hopefully we can. I don't want it to have to take another full episode to get these trees done. But once that's in, then we can start building the buildings and suspension bridges and the whole tree fort base. Before we do that, I do want to take a trip into the nether, probably after we're done building the 3 trunks and branches of these trees. We'll probably take a trip into the nether. I'll set up my nether portal here to figure out where it needs to go exactly. And then we will work on linking those up. But like I said, that will probably happen after I get these last 3 jungle trees in. But before I do any of that, I need to clear out some of the spots that I have picked out for these last 3 trees. I want one to go over in this area. I want one maybe over up on this hillside here. And then probably one over off in this direction. I am going to go ahead and get to clearing out those spots, and then I will be back in just a few short minutes to get to building these trees with you guys. So I got the areas cleared out where I am going to be building the trees. Now I'm trying to decide. So I know I said that I kind of wanted one in this area. But as I was clearing this out, I kind of had a different vision for this spot. So I'm not sure that I'm actually going to put another tree here, or maybe I can and just kind of do my idea with the tree here, because that might look cool too. But if we come over here, I'll show you some of the other spots I have cleared. So we have this one here. And then this one over here. So that's 3, 4, 5, right? I might even clear out this spot to put another tree. Like I said, my initial plan was to have at least 5 of them. But there may be more. Initially wanted to get the 5 in so that I can start building my base within the trees. So there's, like I said, there's this area. There's one over there, and there's that one back there, and possibly this one here. So we might end up having about 6 trees total, which is fine. I think that'll be good, because then I can have several different buildings to house different things within them. Definitely want my portal up there. I want a house up there. Might do some other things. Maybe you guys can give me some ideas of some builds of what I can put up in the trees when I get my base built. Maybe we'll do a happy gas station in one of them. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I could do, like, I know I have my enchanter over at my mob farm, but maybe I could bring it over here, or just build a second enchanter over here at my jungle base, because I don't want my mob farm to be my main base. I want that just to be for XP. I'm going to put my trading hall over there. Maybe I'll put my trading hall closer to my jungle so that I am constantly here. Really, the mob farm was just for my XP, and I also allow other people to use that XP farm. So I don't want that to be my main area. I really, really want this to be my main area. So we might move a lot of the stuff that's over there over here, and then just keep that as like just another little offshoot, for like storage and XP and stuff like that. But now what we're gonna do is hope and pray that we have enough resources to put these trees in. But like I said, I want to build these trees on camera with you guys instead of doing it off camera. I recently had a friend of mine kind of give me some feedback on my videos, she was saying that I should add more of like the grind into my videos. So I want to hear from you guys if you actually want to see more of the grind in my videos. I don't know what kind of grind you guys like to see. Like, collecting all this wood for the jungle trees would seem like maybe too much grind. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let me know down in the comments of this video what you guys would like to see more of, because of course I absolutely love making these videos. It's a great creative outlet for me, both making the videos and building and all that stuff in Minecraft. I want to make sure that you guys are also enjoying this content. I know that overall it will help kind of shape how my content goes, and so I want to make sure that you as my community have a voice within the content that I bring you guys. So as you can see, I am currently building up. These trees I think are about like 10 to 15 blocks high at the start. This is a good height. Let's come down here and see how this looks. I wonder if I should come down a little bit and have it kind of go off this way. I think that would look really great. Let's see if we can land up there without dying. I have gotten a little bit better at my elytra skills, but sometimes I still, yep, see, oh, this might be impossible. So, you know what would work though? Where is he? There he is. It's just super slow. Oh, we got him, even with the rockets on. I've had a hard time with that. I didn't know if it was possible to land on a happy gas wall with having rockets in your hand, because I kept rocketing past the happy gas. Yeah, if I go any higher and start bending the tree this way, it might actually end up being taller than these trees. So I do not want that. So we're going to go ahead and bring this down a bit. Oops. Oh, I keep doing that. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Thank you, sir. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit better. So now what we need to do is we need to go off this way. So let's see if we can actually land up here now that I've... Oh, I'm going a little fast. Oh, too low. We got this, right? Let's see. Okay. Oh, we did it. So now I kind of forgot how I did this. I did it with 2 other trees and now I've kind of forgotten. I think what I did is I basically kind of went one out. Kind of following the same design, but just kind of bumped it out by 1 block each time. And then I would go up like a couple blocks high. Ooh! Oh, ouch. Okay. That might happen a lot. Just bear with me. Oh, I can fly. I promise. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I can't fly. Okay, let's try this again. The first hurdle to get through for building up high is to be able to land up high. Maybe go up like 3 blocks? And then I will use slabs to kind of add like the angles. I think that helps a lot. 1 more I think should be okay. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah, that's gonna look great. Oh, this is a bit embarrassing and tricky. Oh, okay. We at least made it into the tree. I guess that was good having that there. So going back to the comments about adding like the grind into my content. I used to, part of the reason I got inspired to make my own content, my Minecraft content, was because I would watch like seasoned Minecrafters play on Minecraft, and they would make their content, but you would get to see them make mistakes. You know, like they would do things and I would watch them and I'd be like, you know what? If these Minecrafters, these pro Minecrafters are making mistakes just like I make, then that gives me the confidence to make Minecraft content and not feel like I have to have it perfect all the time, because I am a little bit of a perfectionist and that can sometimes stop me in my tracks from wanting to do things, because I'm like, well, it's not like what other people are doing, or I feel like I'm not doing it like other people do. You know, the whole comparison thing that we probably shouldn't be doing. But I'm human and I do it. But you know, after a fashion, I was just like, you know what? If these people are making mistakes and they're pros and making the same mistakes as I am, then I should be able to make this content as well and not feel like I have to be perfect at it. Like I can be a beginner and that is just fine. Um, and so I want to encourage you guys that if you have thought about making Minecraft content and you're worried about not doing it because you don't know if people are gonna like it, or if you feel like, well, it's not gonna be perfect or anything like that, please don't worry about that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start where you're at, and with the right community, you will thrive. All right, so we've got the main trunk of the tree and we've got a little bit of a shape going on here, kind of like these trees. The next thing I really want to do is I want to add the roots. These are kind of in the way. All right, so I needed to just make a tiny bit of space so I could add the roots. So I've moved everything over here, created a brand new chest monster. But now we're gonna go ahead and put those roots in, like I said. Don't want to go too high, so do that, and then I can add, and then we can go ahead and build up again, but not as high. I don't know if I like that. Maybe what I can do, I think this is what I did, like this. And then it would be kind of cool to have it kind of go into the lake there, but I don't think I'm close enough to do that. What do we think of that? Does that look okay? I think that looks awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna do the other side. Like that, and like that. All right, so the roots are in. Let's see how this looks. Oh, excuse me, Happy Gas. That looks so good. We're gonna move on over to the next section. And I think we're actually going to have enough resources, at least for these 3 trees. So far we have done pretty good with the jungle wood. We haven't used too much. I'm really glad that that ended up working out. All right, so we're going to come over here and we're going to do basically the same thing. I'm gonna make it all the way into the water. Oh, almost. All right, so we've got the 3 trunks in as well as the branches for these jungle trees. So I am going to go ahead and hop off here. I'm going to put the branches and stuff on the branches and the leaves on these trees. And then I will see you when they are all done. And we're back. The trees are all in and they all have canopies on them now. I'm going to fly around just to kind of show you. So here's the first one that we put in today. You know, I was a little bit iffy on these trees. I did the tops, like the branches and the canopies, a little bit different from these two. I still don't know if I like the difference. With these ones, they're kind of more spread out. I don't know if you can kind of tell that from, like, if I come over here, you can see that there's kind of like, there's some branches off this way, and then there's one big branch off to the opposite direction, and that kind of gives it a little bit more of an expansive type feel. Whereas these 3 new trees have 4 like similar sized branches on them, and it kind of gives them a little bit smaller of a canopy. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with that style. Because I don't know. I'm kind of partial. I don't know if I like it. This one over here looks okay. I might leave that one as is. I might have to change up some of these branches on these other 2 trees though, because like I said, some of the structures I want to actually be hanging from the branches, and I don't know if that is possible if the branches are kind of more compact into the tree. I might have to change that up or just figure out how to incorporate buildings into the trees that doesn't include hanging them from branches. But I have not figured out, I'm still kind of struggling with the style and placement of the different structures within the trees. So I think I am actually going to leave that for another episode. I'm going to work on it probably in my creative world. And then once I get a good design down, I will start putting in like the suspension bridges and the buildings and stuff within the trees. But that does mean that I think if we have some time, we might actually be able to do the nether part of it. Which is to put in a nether portal and then link it to the roof. I need some obsidian, and I'm going to need a flint and steel. I'm also going to need gold. Okay, so that should be enough. I know it looks kind of awkward right now. It will change. It's not going to stay here. I'll promise. We will move it and it will look way cooler. So let's go ahead and light this. And we're going to go through. My heart's a pounding. Hopefully I don't fall into lava because I've got my extra obsidian on me. So what we have to do, I think I explained this earlier, is you go through. If some of you, I don't know how many of you have actually ever set a portal and up on the roof and had to link a portal to the roof. But this is how you do it. So you get the portal open, and then you walk through, and you have to get the cords from the other side in the actual nether. I could not have asked for a better spot for my nether portal. Now what I need to do, I might need an extra hand because I need to be able to break this portal once I link it. Let me see if I can get someone to help me with this, because what I need someone to do is I need to break the portal, and then I need someone to light the other one on the other side so that I can come through and make sure that it works all right. So let me see if anyone would be able to help me. All right, so I have to wait. It's probably going to take him my friend a minute to get over there. And then once he is there, he's going to build the portal for me and then light it. And then I am going to break this one. All right, so I had a bit of an unfortunate event. Right after I paused the video, I got hit by a ghast that spawned right in this spot. I was like, there's no way a ghast spawned in here. It's not big enough. But it did, and I had to come get all my stuff, and now I'm going to have my friend light the portal. All right, so we got it all linked up. I'm going to walk through to just check real quick, because I think it should now spit me out right on the roof. Oh yeah, we did it. This is awesome. And that's my ice track to my other portal right there. All right, so this episode has pretty much been chock full of fun. We have hit most of our goals that I had planned for this episode. We got the last 3 trees in. They all now have canopies on them. We linked up the portal to the roof with some help of my good friend Chico. What I want to do now is I think we have enough time. I would actually really like to end this episode by building my friend's cherry tree over in the community warp. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this bed. Here we are. This is Vanessa's statue garden or sculpture garden. Isn't this so lovely? It's so cute. She's got a little panda here. She also has a really cute axolotl here. And this is actually an axolotl sanctuary, so you can come in here and see the axolotls. She also built a little pond here, a frog pond. But this is not the cherry tree. This is not my cherry tree. My cherry tree is going to take the place of this cherry tree. To put this tree in, I am going to end with, I'm going to do a little time lapse. Let's get time lapsing and let's get this tree in once and for all. All right, and the cherry tree is complete. So this is the result of the tree. I was originally going to try and go bigger, but I did not like how it was turning out. And I thought kind of a smaller scale tree would look better in this area, especially next to the fountain. I didn't want it to take away from the fountain or anything else around. But Sinessa said she likes it, and that's what matters most to me. And here it is with shaders on. I absolutely love how shaders look. I have noticed that my shaders do kind of affect the video quality of my episodes. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. You've noticed in this video, I've kind of gone back and forth between shaders and vanilla, and I've been doing that to kind of see how my video turns out, because I've noticed that every once in a while it'll get all pixelated, and OBS or not OBS, but DaVinci Resolve says that it's a frame rate issue. So I'm gonna see if maybe it's the shaders causing that. If not, I'm gonna have to figure out or troubleshoot how to stop that from happening in my videos. I just wanted to show you guys the tree with shaders on, because I just absolutely love how it looks with the shaders. So this episode is pretty much done. I am going to go ahead and hop off here. I have so many ideas for our next couple of episodes, so I hope you are able to join me. I hope you guys have all enjoyed this episode, and I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day, week, month, year, whenever and wherever you're watching from. And until next time, I will catch you all in the next episode. Bye!